Tulsi, what have you done to me, bringing me from Bangalore? After hearing how the professor talks, and not knowing what the chief guest is going to talk, what can this soldier talk? I am fit enough only for the vote of thanks. If you allow me, I will do that. I really don't know what to talk. I'm just a soldier who has done some job in my life, nothing more than that. Anyway, one of the things I'm not going to tell now is how is Tulsi, what is Tulsi, what has he done in the book, what is his background. A lot of it you know about it. The professor said that. And the only thing I can tell is that I did come to know him a few years ago. And all that I can tell is I don't want to lose his friendship under any circumstances. I'd like to be always there for you, Tulsi. And now I would like to say, hi folks, dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries of the dais. I'm really very happy to be here in such an august gathering. It's a Sunday was spent all the way away from my home. And when I just look into what is it I have done, probably in the school I did well in mathematics, and I thought all the other people, those who haven't got good mathematics, I'm going to engineering, they are going to BA, BSc, things like that. And I thought, most of them they became IAS officers, IPS officers. That is when I came to know the creation of wealth. They created a huge amount of wealth. Okay. And I didn't know what to do. Then I thought nothing to it. Then I went to the engineering college. Then a lot of my engineering friends later on, they became chief engineer here, chief engineer there, this, that, everything. Again they created wealth. I was nothing. I joined Indian Air Force. If you created wealth, I can't say nobody created wealth there. But again, I really didn't know what is the creation of wealth. Then I realized I'm a very, very good coolie. Except that I was the jet set coolie, being the managing director of Motorola, traveling in business classes, first classes, here and there, staying in 5-star hotels and all that. But basically, I was just a coolie earning money. That is when then I realized one day, I'm going to have a retirement someday. Somebody or the other going to throw me out one day from the job. It's okay, you are 58, 60, 65, whatever is the reason. That is when I came to know what is it I'm going to do. Then the most important thing, no offense meant whatsoever folks, my biggest observation I found was most of the people when they talk about retirement is nothing but waiting for death. I'm not morbid. It's a very honest statement. Waiting for death. Talk about मैंने बहुत कर दिया मैंने सारी जिंदगी इतना काम किया घास काटा मैंने इतना काम किया यार ठीक है मैं एंजॉय करूंगा. That's what it is. That gave me a big. Then I talked to my colleagues. What do I do? They all said, let's go to temples. Let's play golf. Hey, play with the grandchildren. Yeah, this is the chance you got. Otherwise, you are okay in your job. Why don't you do good consultancy? Or crib like hell. Crib about children, crib about the government, crib about the past, everything. There are so many ways to spend your time. Then an introspection came that this has happened in fact in one of my travels. It was a country very well known to everybody, Israel. It was a jet set life. Therefore, I used to get up and I didn't know which city I was in, which country I was in. It's the hotel stationery tells you where you are. At that time I realized I was in Israel. And Israel is a country, now I don't know how it is now. It's very difficult to get in or get out. While getting inside, they will ask you 1 million questions. Getting out, 1 million questions. And Israel, I always define it as a very beautiful girl with a very masculine habits. Okay? That is the kind of a place where I went. Then I was thinking, what the hell am I doing with my life? Incidentally, folks, why I am talking about is, I asked Tulsi, do I talk about you or talk about what I have done? He said, you talk about yourself, don't talk about me. Everybody knows about me. Therefore, that is when I realized that it is time. My worry in life was that there is something I have to give back to him. I've been only getting from him. Whatever good I have got, my education, my children, they are all settled well. Then what is it I am doing? Earning some more. There is nothing wrong in earning. But when am I going to give it to him? But I know, no free lunch works anywhere. Therefore, I will work in such a way that there is no free lunch, but it is something really good to me and the rest of the society. I am still putting me first. That is when I realized my basic core competence. I am using a few management terms, sir, please don't mind. Okay, core competence was the running very large projects, very large avionics projects, in those days a few billion-dollar projects, and also a completely undefined one. That is when then I realized probably one of the best ones I can do is, why don't we develop, the biggest problem in the villages is power. Why don't you develop some power for the villagers, cheap, good power, but is it anything new? No, it is there, biomass, energized electrical power stations, beeps. There are a number of beeps, most of them are using the firewood. Okay, 99% of them are the firewood only they use. And is it anything new? Nothing. And more than in India itself, there are about 3,000 beeps are there. And what's the problem? Why nobody sings praise about it? That is when I realized people don't sing a praise about it fundamentally because they are all doing well, but they are very quiet. They don't make any noise. In fact, they are all running at 20-30% capacity, 40% capacity. They don't make noise, but the kind of money they make is something fantastic. Then I said, there is something here which I don't understand. Then I realized the main problem they are not able to solve, but they are quiet because the government, they wanted more and more tolls from the government to survive. Then I said, how do you solve the problem? You need millions of tons of firewood every year. Isn't it? That much can come only from forests. Forests take 40-50 years to grow. Obviously, it's a non-starter. Why should anybody spend 50 years to grow a forest? Then, the soldier jumped in. Being a typical corporate guy and a soldier, then I said, why can't we grow a forest in 3 to 4 years? Everybody said, Saab, especially the villagers and the scientists and villagers especially, they said, Saab, suit boot pehen ke aate ho, Angrezi mein baat karte ho, come in the car. What the hell, get lost. Trees don't grow in 3 to 4 years. Then somebody told me, no, this tree grows 3 to 4 years. Melia dubia. Malay bamboo in Tamil. In Hindi it is called jangli neem. It grows very fast, sir. 2 to 3 years. See the way how fast it has grown. And the whole world knows about it as white cedar. If I call it Hebeo in Kannada, I get 800 rupees a CFT. And if I say it is a white cedar, I get 2,000 rupees a CFT. Okay, that is the kind of a thing. Then I realized, why don't you grow that? I told the villagers, why don't you grow it? I'll set up a power station. He said, chalta nahi, nothing, get lost buddy. That is when I thought, okay, best thing what I can do is, I can't have one leg here, one leg there. Therefore, I gave up Motorola. I should have given it up. I became a very poor man trying to do something different. That's why today's breakfast here. Therefore, then what I did was just outside Bangalore. I live in Bangalore. Just outside Bangalore, I bought about 4 acres of land. I built a farmhouse, opposite farmhouse, about 2 acres of this Melia dubia, jangli neem. I planted, and it was growing fast. It was. Then I told everybody. Went and told, come, let's do it. Nothing works. I went and told my IIT colleagues, I told my Air Force colleagues, corporate colleagues, even I'm an active Rotary colleagues, everybody. But they all came and just saw that a fantastic idea, Sam, when is the next drink? It never went beyond, but it took me 3 years. But somehow there is always a tipping point for everything. Therefore, one day, 14th August 2005, I still remember the date, one day before the Independence Day, and a few of us came together, then we realized, let's start something in the form of a company. because there are lots of lands are involved in it. We didn't want to do any kind of a thing which society or this or that, anybody can pull the record that, land is a land. Therefore, we formed a company. Now, money. Two things. What is the technology? How do the trees grow? I don't know the spelling of a tree. I have only got an ambition that the trees should grow. I must be able to grow trees. Then I ran around and found out, as everybody, how does the tree grow? How fast it grows? I want to produce electricity, which means I need to know what's the weight, what is the calorific value, some technical things. No, I will give you carbon structure. Okay? I will give you the formula of the tree when, after it has grown, I will tell you how many feet it has grown. I will give you the various things about the tree, but don't ask me to predict how a tree grows. I said, what the hell, man, how am I going to set up a business if I don't know anything about a tree and you can't tell me anything? Now give me academicians. Sir, I have no disrespect to the academicians, but they're very far away from the reality. They said, give me money, we'll do the research and get back. When? Very few people said 10 years. Most of the people said, I don't know when I can come back. Okay, this is not, it's not something small. It hurts. How does it hurt? Financially it hurts. Morally it hurts. Nobody is there to help you if you want to do something different. Everybody says, this is not the way to do it. Go enjoy, go play golf. Anyway, we've continued. Then how do you get the money? I didn't know how much money is also required. Therefore, we thought around 3 crores are required. Went and told friends, colleagues, everybody. All the people of my age, they said, Sam, how much is the money returns I get? Then I realized, God, I shouldn't go to the young people like me. Therefore, all my youngsters are there all over the world in various industries. I called them and told them, Hey, bache, aajao, can we do this? Sir, young people also don't have much money. Therefore, they give 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs like that. We started something, then went to the banks. We are doing this. Financial institutions. Those venture capitalists who are prepared to put in $7 million, $10 million like that for starting software companies. They said, Sam, what the hell are you talking? This is not the one, Sam. We'll start a software industry. Again, we'll give you the money. Banks. Has anybody done this before? No, sir. This is the first time in the world somebody is doing it. First time in the world? Who? You? First time in the world? Show me in some paper, some book. Where is first time in the world? You are doing it. No, how do you beat that system? Scientists are anti you. They are telling the banks, so these are a set of guys who have, they just, sorry for my using the correct wrong word, but it's the correct word. They are all bullshitting. It really, they don't know anything about it. He is not a farmer, he is not a forester, he doesn't know anything, he hasn't done even botany. Okay, this guy talks about forestry, nothing doing. Banks didn't give money, nothing. But we didn't want to give it up. We kept on taking money here, there, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, like that. First thing we have done was, we got about 450 acres of land near, between Madurai and Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu. But how do you go forward? How do you go forward? First thing we realized was, there is no knowledge available about the trees, fast growing trees, man-made forests. Okay, we had to do a huge amount of R&D. What is the R&D? Not a test tube R&D. Just plant the trees, how fast it grows, how high it grows, what is the difference, what is the depth, what is the kind of water has to be given. That is suddenly realized there's a huge amount of engineering involved in it, physics involved in it. Why others are not doing it? Basically we realized it's a different world. If you want to do something, forestry is only 10%. It is like software. Program is only about 10% of it. The rest of the world is something very different. I will show you a diagram a few minutes later. Then what we have done was, we had a few, conditions. Because I couldn't go to anybody, villagers, first and foremost, don't touch the villagers. Not that they are good or bad, they have become very political. You touch one villager, whether he is a rich or a poor man, next day there will be an MLA or MP, somebody will be coming there. First, don't touch villagers, don't take anything from the government, Not because government is good or bad, basically because this is being done by urban professionals. First and foremost, urban professionals will do that. Though I'm talking about forests, everything is by urban professionals. And we're all reasonably well-to-do people. Why don't we give something back to society without taking the money from the government? Everybody asks me, did you go to so-and-so department, did you go to the wasteland board and things like that? Nothing doing. I know I have one government, I take one government loan, somebody will be sitting there and asking, what are all the things they ask. Then comes that is when there are 3 or 4 conditions we had, and most important, no wetlands will be used, no lands in use will be touched. Only dry, unused lands will be used. You may be surprised. Why dry unused lands? If I grow a forest in a dry unused lands, I do something right.